Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King 2. And today I'm going to be giving you part 24 of What If Naruto Was a Vampire. Remember to get this one to 100 likes as usual, share this to all of your friends, your social media platform. And also guys, go ahead and check out the brand new episode of What If Naruto Returned Different after his training trip over on Anime King that I posted. And later on, I'm going to be posting a new episode of What If Naruto Returned Different after his training trip. So stay in tune for that and I hope you guys enjoy. And on this channel, I post a brand new episode of What If the Ten Tails was sealed inside of Naruto. So go ahead and check out that and enjoy as well. And remember, if you're new and this is the first time hearing my voice and you enjoy the videos on both Anime King and Anime King 2, go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become a part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all of your help and support guys, and yeah, without further ado, let's begin this new episode. Start the intro.
I think the girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. I think the girls with their
So the last time we left off, Naruto, X, and Yujito face off against the vampire hunting beasts as the dog teared through the village and arrived in the forest as they all took it on. As the dog started to blast a beam out of his mouth that Eva told them if they had touched them, it disintegrates your body and makes you take a longer while to heal. So if it would touch X, it will be a longer time to heal for him. As Naruto took on the dog, and he quickly showed this mutt that it's no match for him, as Naruto smacked it around, as its two heads tried to chomp on him. As Yujito and X helped in as well, as the three of them blasted Naruto with his red Rasen Shuriken, as X released a fireball, and Yujito did the same, streams of fire, as they all collided and created a loud boom that rocketed through the forest. After the fight just over, all of the Konoha ninjas arrived, along with Tsunade, as Ramiel and Ezekiel was a distance away, as Naruto sensed them, as he took off at super speed and arrived to them, as Naruto clenched his fist and told him that he won't let him touch Eva, as Ezekiel asked why is he protecting that girl, does he know what she has done, as Ezekiel told him that the vampires and the humans, the mages, all of them are at peace, until Marcos, her brother, killed his wife. As Naruto couldn't believe it, Eva didn't tell him this part, as Marcos killed Ezekiel's wife, his son, mother, and after, his son and Eva started a date. Neither of them knew about the opposite and their backstory, and she trusted him enough as she told him that she's a vampire, as Naruto realized Eva lied to him and she didn't tell him this part of the story. And her brother arrived, as Ezekiel had tracked his son and found him. When he got there, he saw Marcos and them fighting, and to stop his son from killing Marcos, Eva killed his son right in front of him to save her brother, and that made Ezekiel went on a rampage, as they captured her and tortured her for months, going to years. As he wouldn't let her die, he made her pay for everything, going through unimaginable torture, and her brother ran. He ran, but then he didn't know how, but she escaped. Someone pulled the cage and released her. Someone disabled the security system so they couldn't see what happened. As up to this point, Ezekiel doesn't know who it is. As they then went off, as he told Naruto to think about that. Naruto then went home as he told Eva what he heard. As she started to cry as she apologized to him, she told him she didn't want to seem like a monster for protecting her brother. As she said it's best for her to just give up her life and turn back into a slave, but Naruto smacked her and told her to never think like that, as he told her that he loved her and he will never let anything happen to her. She then kissed him as the both of them started to kiss furiously, as for the first time the both of them had sex. The next morning, Naruto was to report to Tsunade as he asked Eva what does this mean, as she told him that she loved him and he said the same thing. That should be clear enough, as he headed off with a smile on his face. Eva then sensed something as she arrived to find Ramiel at the edge of Konoha. As she asked him what the hell does he want, he reminded her that he was the one who freed her so she could escape. The both of them had a thing, and he told her he never stopped loving her. He found a planet that they could live on. A place where there is humans. None of them has power, where they could live their life there happily. He is even willing to turn into a vampire just to be with her forever. As he told her to don't take that stupid boy over him. As he told her to not forget their love. As he stepped forward trying to kiss her. So yeah guys, that was basically the last part we left off. You guys can switch across, so please check it out for yourself. So let's start this new episode. We start this episode late in the night, as the event with Ramiel happened this morning. As Eva was currently lying in the bed next to Naruto. He was fast asleep. As she looked over at his face. As she then remembered, flashback, Eva was stuck in her cell. As she heard the door open, she waited thinking that it was torture again. But to her surprise, it wasn't Ezekiel. It was him, that other mage, a second hand, Ramiel. So he sent his lackey to do the torturing today, huh? As Ramiel stood there, looking at her. What is it? Why are you staring at me? She asked. As she then smelled something, she noticed his hand behind him. He then moved his hand as he had a blood bag. She looked at him confused. He then pulled the cell and stepped closer. As he put a straw in it and put it to her mouth, seeing that her hand was bound down to the strapping table. As she narrowed her eyes at him. And what is this? You mix it with some kind of poison just to cause me problems, she said. Just drink, okay, he said. As her senses couldn't take it, as she quickly drank from the straw. She hasn't been getting a good dose of blood lately. As she drank it, it was a wonderful feeling, a good rush of blood going down her throat. As he then stepped back as she emptied the bag. Feeling better now, he asked. Why? She asked him, looking at him. I don't think you deserve this punishment. She said, confused. I thought all mages hated vampires. Well, not all of them, he said. I once had a vampire friend, but he was killed by my fellow mage. But I still consider him as a friend. So I don't hate you, Eva, he said. So what do you want then, she asked. I heard what you did to the commander's son. You killed him. As Eva lowered her head. As she looked back up at him. And so what? I killed him. What now? You're not evil, he said to her. As she chuckled. You stupid idiot. Of course I'm evil. I'm a vampire. I rip people's neck open and drink their blood. Well, I don't see it that way. You killed him to protect your brother because you love your brother. And at first, the commander had sent me to watch you and his son to make sure that everything is okay. And I watched the both of you. The both of you seem to really care for each other. Well, love, if I must say it in a word. So I know how you must be feeling for what happened. You can never understand how I feel, she said. Don't judge me, he said to her. You don't know my story. You don't know my past. So don't quick to judge me. As he then turned to walk away. I'm sorry, she said. It's just, I hadn't have anyone to talk to since the whole incident. It's just been day in and day out of torture. And it's kind of messing with me, she said. So I'm sorry if I offended you. He turned and smiled. Don't worry, it's nothing. The commander is out. There's a war coming between the fairies. The fairies? She said. Yes. So you will stay here. And I will forbid anyone else from touching you. You can live in peace. That's until he arrived though. Why are you doing this for me? She asked him. I told you. I don't have a problem with vampire. And I can see you. You're not a hateful or harmful person. In fact, I think you're rather nice after my time of watching you. And with that he left without saying another word. As she just looked there confused. Why would he do this, she wondered. Time passed. It was about a month later, as Eva had regular chats with Ramiel. The both of them became friends, and she couldn't believe it. He was the only one in here did not stare or glare at her like she was some kind of beast or monster. The commander, Ezekiel, is still out. It will take him at least a year, as he is still in preparation for the war. So he's not here, he's off, and she was happy for that. At least she could rest for the time being. And at least she had her friend Ramiel, who brings her blood. Some more time passed and it came to the point where he removed her restraint, as the both of them alone were in the cell. Seeing that she couldn't leave, because outside there was thousands upon thousands of mage guard, seeing that they were in the mage headquarters, deep in the underground cell. She don't even know exactly where she was, so if she tried to run, she would get caught instantly. But to her surprise one day he removed her restraint and allowed her to sit up, as she was happy for that. Their relationship then built and built even more, until it finally happened. As the both of them were sitting down, he was looking at her, as the both of them were playing cards. "Hey, what's wrong?" she said. "Oh, nothing. I just realized how beautiful you are." "Huh?" she said, confused, looking at him. As he then moved forward. "What are you doing?" she said. But he didn't answer, as he kissed her. To her surprise, she thought she would have stopped him or pushed him away, but she kissed him back, as she couldn't believe it. This guy has really grown on her, and she started to develop feelings for him. And from there, their relationship started. Secret relationship. The dreadful time then came when Ezekiel came back, as he started again. He lost most of his men, his soldiers in the war, so he was more angry, as he would make the punishment even harder on her. Until the day when Ramiel burst inside. "What are you doing?" she said, as she was still at the haze. As he gave her a blood bag, he removed all of her restraint, as she then heard huge explosions going off. "What's going on?" she said, and to her surprise, Marcos entered. "Marcos?" As she then looked at Ramiel, as she thought the both of them were going to fight each other or something. "I was the one who found him. I'm getting you out of here," said Ramiel. And from there on the escape happened, and Marcos got killed by Ezekiel. End of the flashback. Eva looked at Naruto, as she started to think about her and Naruto past as well. Why? Why am I doing this? As she clenched her fists. How could I do this? I could not. I will not do this, Naruto. As she watched him smile in his dream, as a smile came on her face. The next day, unknown location, we have Ezekiel and Ramiel. "Is it not done yet?" said Ezekiel. "No, sir. It seems like they still haven't found out how to get the troops over here," he said. "This is taking too long. This world should be under my command by now. And for that I need my troops. And this organization needs to be destroyed. Because I know they will try to stand in my way for world domination," he said, a smirk on his face. "So tell your man to hurry up and get the job done before I eliminate all of them and put their position to new people. They're so slow," he said. "Will do, sir," said Ramiel, as he clenched his fists. Meanwhile, we currently have Sasuke. In front of him was Kisame, as Suigetsu, Karin, and Jugo was behind him. Only Sasuke, Kisame said. "What? We're not gonna allow Sasuke to go in there alone," said Suigetsu. "Well then, you're gonna have to get past me," Kisame said, as he showed him his famous short grin, as Jugo tightened his fist as he stepped forward. "It's alright. I'll be fine," he said, as he walked off without even looking back at the group. "Sasuke," Karin said, "are you..." But he didn't even look back at her, as he activated Sharingan and walked forward. "Itachi," he said as he clenched his fists. "I have fostered my hatred and grown stronger. And now, I will kill you," he said, as he stepped forward, as he entered into a large room, as he saw none other than Itachi, sitting down on his throne. "My foolish little brother, so you have finally come," said Itachi. Meanwhile, with Eva, she was currently walking around the village, as she found herself on the top of the Hokage's monument, as her mind was really straining her right now. The chance to go to another world with Ramiel and be with him was great, because no one would be hunting her. Ezekiel, Ramiel had a plan for him, and she could start over and have a new life on a planet where no one is as powerful, where they can be in charge in the shadows, take over the government and the entire place. But she didn't want to leave Naruto, as her mind was conflicted, as she was sitting down on the fourth Hokage's head, as she was looking down at the village. But better yet, if she did leave with Ramiel, if somehow Ezekiel survived, it would be better if she leave here with Ramiel, so Naruto wouldn't get in any trouble, so they wouldn't hunt him and try to kill him. "Hey," said a voice. As she turned around, she was so conflicted in her thoughts, she never sensed him. As Naruto walked up to her, "Hey, what's wrong with your face?" "Huh? What do you mean?" he said. "Well, I mean, why you're not smiling? It's a beautiful day. The sight to behold," he said. "Huh?" she said, looking at him confused. As he sat down beside her, he then kissed her on the cheek, as he looked directly in her eyes. "Since we've come together, and know that we're together now, every day I wake up, I have a smile on my face," he said to her. "It seems like that is what I was missing. A wonderful girl like you to bring up my spirits. And I'm glad that you finally said those words to me. And I love you too, Eva, and never forget that. And I made a promise to you. I will never allow anyone to take you or to harm you. So, you should be smiling. You shouldn't be sad or moping." "I guess you're right," Eva said, as she gave him a smile. "So what about Yujito?" Naruto asked. "Huh?" Eva said. "Did you talk to her? Did you tell her about us?" "Oh, sorry, I forgot about that. I'm gonna tell her today, don't worry about it. I just hope that she takes it well." Meanwhile, in the forest, X dodged a stream of fire from Yujito as he flipped on a tree branch. She came down out of the air with an ox kick as she break the branch to pieces as he jumped back. She then landed as X let out a sigh. "I think that's enough for today," he said. "Huh?" As she looked around the forest. "Well, we seem to have gone all out without even thinking, as the entire forest around them was destroyed. Trees were destroyed everywhere, boulders, craters." As she then sat down, as he went over to a bag and got 2 water bottles, as he threw her one as she caught it. She looked at him. "Hey, why don't you have to drink blood as much as Naruto and the Eva?" "Well, I don't really know," he said. "Probably because I'm not a true vampire." "What do you mean you're not a true vampire?" "You have the healing ability, the transformation, and the speed and the strength that comes with it." "Well, I have the healing, but it's slower than Naruto. The transformation is pretty hard, and I can't just transform a part of my body. I don't know how to do that yet. My speed is less and my strength is less. So yeah, I'm not a real vampire." "Hey, stop putting yourself down. You're just as much a vampire as anyone else." "Really?" he said to her. "Yeah," she said. "Don't blame yourself, and stop putting yourself down. You are strong, and you will become stronger when you're fighting for someone who's precious to you." "Precious to you?" he said to her, confused. "Yeah, you know, like someone that you truly care about, someone that you like or love or something like that," she said. He then looked at her strangely. "Hey, what's with that look?" "Well, you guys are the people I care about the most," he said. "You, Naruto and Eva, all of you were there for me. When I found out that I was a clone, I thought my world was nothing but a lie, a shamble. To tell you the truth, at that moment, I thought about ending my life. I actually wanted Naruto to kill me. But then, he changed. He said that we're family. And then I met you, and Eva. And things changed. You guys brought me back to this village and gave me a new life, a new purpose. Yeah, and I love you guys for that." "Well, we love you too," she said. He then moved forward as Yujito looked at him strangely, and to her surprise, he kissed her. At first, she didn't push him back, but then she pushed him back. "What are you doing?" she said. "Well, am I wrong?" he asked her. "What?" she said to him. "Well, I've been reading these books about lifestyle and people and relationships. You just said that you love me. I read a book telling me about different kind of love. The love I have for Naruto and Eva. They're family. Because we're all vampires. But you're not my family, but you're someone special to me. So did I do something wrong? He asked her. Well, you can't just go around kissing people like that, she said to him. Not just people. You, because I love you, he said to her. You don't understand what love truly means, she said. Huh? What do you mean, he asked her. You can't read about love in a book and find out what it truly means and feel like. You have to feel that burning sensation in your heart, that compassion, that feeling for a person who you want to grab and pull them into your arms and wrap them up and give them all of your passion, your love and everything. So you can't just read in a book like that. But I don't understand, he said. What do you mean, she asked him. Well, the time that we have spent together. Ever since I met you, I felt something strange. I thought it was a side effect of me being a clone at first. But then it kept on happening every time I was around you. My heart started to beat at a rapid pace. My palms get all sweaty and weird. And I read about it in a book. Those are the symptoms for love. So, I'm really confused. Don't you think I love you? He said. Really? She said to him. You really feel that way? Yeah, he said. So, did I get something wrong? She then got up. Did I do something wrong? He asked her. No, it's not you, she said. I just have to go. As she ran off. As he stood there. I must have done something wrong, he said. As he then walked back over to the bag. As he pulled out the book. Guess I have to read it again, he said. As he started to go through it. Time skip. Hours later. We arrived at this scene where Sasuke and Itachi was fighting. As the place was heavily damaged. As lightning was crackling above the sky. The thunder cloud still there. As rain was pouring. As we have both Itachi and Sasuke on the ground. Itachi was dead while Sasuke was unconscious. As the masked man then appeared. Seems like it's finally over, he said. As he placed his hand on Sasuke. As he vanished in a swirling vortex. As he did the same thing to Itachi. As he looked around. As he then vanished as well. Back at Konoha. I've been looking for you everywhere, said Eva. As she walked up to Yujito. As Yujito was currently at the ice cream shop. Sitting down there. Eating an ice cream cone. Huh? What is it? She asked. I just wanted to talk to you about something. Huh? And what is that? Asked Yujito. As Eva sat down. Well, you see, spit it out already, Yujito said. Me and Naruto start dating. As Yujito looked at Eva with a shocked expression on her face. I didn't want to hurt you, so I decided I must tell you before we go any further. Even though as she didn't say the rest of that. Even though you what? Asked Yujito. I know how much you care about him. When he was missing for the 3 years, you were sad and going on to the brink of depressed. I saw that. That is why I always stay close to you. Always try to make fun or something like that. Just to make sure that you are happy. Now that he's back, you guys haven't had enough time to really spend together. And hearing this, you might be angry or upset with me. So, if you are, take out your anger on me. Don't take it out on him. I was the one who pushed this, she said. As Yujito smiled. As Eva looked at her confused. It's alright, said Yujito. I will admit, I have feelings for him. Strong feelings even back then. But now I saw it. I saw it that day that he finally arrived. You and him. The both of you were perfect for each other. And I saw that I need to step back. That is why I've been keeping my distance. I saw how much you cared about him. And I saw how much you need him in your life right now. He's like your light in the darkness. Your candle in the night. So that is why I stepped back, giving you two space to build your relationship, and I guess it finally worked. I can't say I'm not a bit jealous, but I'm happy for you. Really? Eva said. Thank you. As she hugged Yujito. As Yujito hugged her back, it's okay. But now that you tell me this, This clears up a lot. Huh? Said Eva. I'll talk to you about it soon, Yujito said as she ran off. As Eva stepped out of the ice cream shop, as she stood outside, she then saw a bird. A strange bird that was from her world. It was made up of a crystal, a bright green crystal, as it landed on her shoulder. It then exploded, not an explosion to hurt anyone, as a note was left on her shoulder. She then picked it up as she opened it, as it was locations, as it was from Ramiel. As she decided to follow it, as she arrived at the outskirts again, in the small cave, by the lake, as she saw him standing there with a smile on his face. He walked up to her and gave her a hug, and she hugged him back, as she was the one who broke it, as he narrowed his eyes at her. Eva, I have to inform you, he said. About what, she asked. He wants to know why the portal is not working yet, to bring our other soldiers to this world. Most of the man had fully recovered after the war, and he wants to take over. He wants to take over this world? What? Just because of me? No, he wanted to do that in the first place as he stepped foot over here. Remember, this world technology is not as superior as ours. He thinks he can move this world from the Stone Age and bring it into a new line of technology, while he's a ruler. But we can't allow him to do that, Eva said. If he brings his soldiers over here, it's not like we can stop him. You do know that he has Project 1, right? What? He still has that? I thought it was killed. No, he still has it. Most of the mages has been inducing their power into it to make it even stronger. So, what do you say? Have you made up your mind? If we're going to do this now, I have to plan this just right. I have to make my plan quick and ready to kill him, to make sure wherever we go he will never be able to follow us. And with him dead, I will destroy every record of the interdimensional portal, so no one will be able to come over here. This world will be safe, and we will be long gone from it, on the planet I told you about, where we can live in peace. I have already made up my mind. I will become a vampire and be with you forever. So what do you say, he said. Have you made up yours? She narrowed her eyes at him. No. I can't leave Naruto. What? You still gonna stick with that boy? Do you really believe he can offer you what I'm offering you? Do you really? No, she said to him. I will not leave him. It doesn't matter what you say. My feelings for him. Ever since I came to this world, he's been a close friend of mine. And when he went missing for 3 years, I nearly go mad. I was so angry every day. Can you imagine how would I react? How would I feel knowing I will never see him again? I cannot leave him. He's a part of me. This world is a part of me. I belong here and I belong with him. She then felt a dense aura leaking from Ramiel. Stop this, she said. You can't force me. You will not change my mind. I am not going to force you. I'm just going to make sure that you don't have another chance. What do you mean, she asked, as he pulled down his shirt, as she saw an X on his chest, as he pumped magic in it, as before she could do anything, her entire body was captured in a crystal. She slammed her fist on it as she tried to break it. You know good as well as I do that cut off all of your power. You're nothing but a weak human now, he said to her. Why are you doing this? Do you really think I'll love you after you do anything stupid? Don't do this, release me. There is still a chance. You can kill him and live on this earth with us. You can find a nice girl for yourself. Please don't do this. Enough, he said. This crystal is sapping away at my energy. In order to do this, I must do it quickly, or I will be too weak to face him. Face who? That boy, Naruto. I'm gonna kill him. Eva clenched her fist. No, you're not, she said as she slammed her fist in the crystal, as her hand started to bleed. As she slammed it again and her hand was bleeding, as she slammed it again. Stop hurting yourself, he said. As he could feel it, the strain on his body. It was causing a lot of magic to hold her in this. But he will hold it. He will keep her. As he pulled out a bottle out of his pocket, Eva narrowed her eyes at the bottle. What the hell? Is that magic enhancer? Yes, in order to do this, in order to hold you here so you won't interrupt me. As he swallowed 3 pills. No, you fool! As she could feel the power surging from his body, as his eyes snapped open wide. Now this is what we're talking about, he said as he clenched his fist tight. You have been corrupted, you have been on this earth too long. You have lost all your feelings. Your mind is still full of cloud and corrupted. But once I cure it, I will erase everything that belongs to that boy. I will erase his very existence. So we can be together and live together in harmony and peace. You will love me. You did once before. You still do, don't you? She clenched her fist. No! I will never love you. If you ever hurt a hair on his head, if you even touch him, you will never see me talking to you ever again. We will never be together, can't you understand that? What do you think is going to happen after you hurt him? What do you think is going to happen? 2 things. One of you is going to die in this battle. Or better yet, Ezekiel is going to find out what is going on. He's going to question you and ask you why you did all this stupidness. And your time will run out and I will get free. And I will tell him. You wouldn't dare tell him. If it's a safe Naruto, I will tell him that you were the one that freed me. To make him punish you. You stupid bitch, he said. You know what he will do. I risked my life to free you that day. For your stupid brother. But instead you're gonna rat me out now? That doesn't matter. I'll fix all of this. I'll kill him, that boy. So that he won't search for you. And then I'll simply erase him from your memory. What? You can't do that, she said. You should know. We have been working on a lot of technology with our magic. We have fully harnessed erasing cap. I will erase every drop of memory about him and this world once I'm done here. I know how this works. He will try to find some stupid way to find you. And I won't let that happen, so I'll kill him right here and now. Enough talk, he said, as he vanished. As Eva kept punching and punching and punching at the crystal, but nothing happened. He was using his life force, his energy to hold her in there. Those pills he took, they were to add to his magic, make him even stronger. But even taking more than one could cause great damage. But he took 3 of them. Seeing that he isn't strong enough to hold her in here. Her abilities are too strong. So he's using everything to hold her down, and he needs the pills to help him. As he dashed through the air with incredible speed, as he landed a distance away from Konoha. His body then started to shake as he turned into a perfect replica of Eva. As he then dashed forward. Soon enough he entered the village, as he was everything like her. Nothing could tell that he wasn't her, not even a Byakugan, chakra or anything. His body was exactly like her, and seeing that he's a different being, he doesn't possess chakra, he possesses mana. As he stepped inside the village, as he quickly picked up the boy on his senses, a smirk came to his face as he headed off. Meanwhile, Naruto just came back from a C-rank mission, along with Team 10, as they just gave their report to Tsunade, as he was now heading home to see Eva and the others. To his surprise, Eva met him on the road. I was just coming to visit you. What's wrong? How do you look so beaten? Well, I just came back from mission. Didn't I tell you about this morning? He said. Oh, sorry. I kinda forgot, Eva said. Can I talk to you? About what? Something serious, she said. Just follow me. As Naruto nodded. As the both of them headed to the forest. Where are we going, Naruto asked. Just come on, she said. As she led him deep into the forest. As she was walking behind him. As the symbols on her hand started to glow. As a white droplet fell from her hand and dropped into the ground. As an invisible barrier came up, blocking off all senses and sound as a barrier surrounded them. I think this is good enough. As Naruto turned around, so Eva, but he was instantly cut off as a fist planted in his stomach. as Naruto was sent flying as he skipped off the ground, as he slammed into an invisible force, as he was a barrier, as he collapsed to his face. But he quickly picked up himself. Eva, is this some kind of training ritual? As he looked up, it wasn't Eva standing there anymore. Hey, I know you. You're the one they call Ramiel. What the hell have you done to Eva? Don't worry, she's somewhere safe. Where is she? Naruto said as he clenched his fists. She's somewhere safe, and she's gonna stay that way until I kill you. Kill me? I thought you guys were here after Eva to try and take her back. Which I wouldn't allow, said Naruto. Well, that's the thing. You should know, me and Eva kind of have a past. You do remember what I said in the desert, right? We used to be lovers. And now, she has chosen you over me. I know, right? Something as pathetic as you. Well, I wouldn't say that, said Naruto. But you should know, you're really ticking me off. And I'm gonna count to 3, and if you don't tell me where Eva is, I'm gonna beat you down until you beg for mercy. Ramiel chuckled. Stupid boy. As he then felt his heart beating hard. Damn it, as most of his energy was going towards the crystal to keep Eva in there. I have to, he said, as he pulled out the bottle and turned it at his mouth, as Naruto watched 5 pills dropped into his mouth, as the veins bulged in his head, as his eyes squinted as he was in pain. But then Naruto felt it, a huge burst of power burst from his body, slamming Naruto to the invisible force again. But as quickly Naruto picked up himself. What the hell, he said. Stupid boy. This is over for you. I will not let you corrupt her anymore. She's mine. She belongs to me, not some garbage as you. Now it's time for me to end your miserable life. He then dashed forward at incredible speed. But guys, we'll be ending this episode right here. If you want to see the next part of this, you already know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn that bell notifications to stay posted. Remember to share to all of your friends on social media platform. And stay in tune for the rest of the what is coming your way. And I hope you guys enjoy each and every one of them. But for now, I'm out of here, guys. See you soon. Peace.